Nailed it.
Hey, I'm Bob.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Dave.
And we are
Nailed It, the podcast.
The extra voice you heard here today, that is our good friend Dave Gates, who is here as our guest extraordinaire. Say hello,
Finally,
Dave,
yeah.
once again.
I'm very excited to be here. Hello, everybody.
After how long we've been talking about having you on the show, it's finally happened.
Yeah, I just had to have you both on my show first.
Well, I mean, and
A
you were
month
here.
apart.
You came here to have me on your show.
That's a good point. Yeah, yeah.
And still couldn't get you on there. We've only been talking about we literally talk about your podcast every episode,
This
I'm pretty
is
sure.
very true.
Yeah.
Probably because I heard some new and exciting thing that week before we recorded on your podcast.
Yes. Yeah.
So, as I may have mentioned off air, give me the Cliff Notes version of up until your podcast, like what your musical journey. I mean, I know the story. You've told it 100 times.
Sure.
I'm sure there's a much quicker version of it.
Yeah, and there's also an audio book kind of version of it on the Solo Musician podcast. If you want to hear me kind of tell it in a narrative, I have like episode 2 or 3 or something like that. It's called The Homeless Man.
Right.
And, 20...
Excellent episode, actually.
Thank you, man. Thank you. 2018, I was struggling as a open mic stand-up guy, stand-up open mic guy, whichever way you want to put it, and kind of looking for something different. And I was a welder at the time, and I worked for a landscaping company. I was not fulfilled in life. You know what I mean?
Yes, I've actually been in those places in my life too.
Yeah, I was just searching for something, and a homeless man outside of a advanced auto parts store in Enola kind of caught my attention when I was walking out, and he gifted me a guitar, but he told me that like he would give me the guitar if I promised to play it, right? And I was like, I'm not just going to let you give me a guitar, because I was wearing, there's a long story behind this, but I'm giving you Cliff Notes. Yeah. I was wearing a Sublime shirt, and he had, I guess he assumed I played guitar, if he was real. So, he gave me this guitar, and I gave him $10 for it at the end of all of it, and he just told me I had to promise him I would play it. And so I took it home and plunked around on it for a while, and
I'm sure it was in excellent shape.
It was the headstock was snapped completely in half and glued back together, not in line. So it was a little weird. I still have the guitar too at the house, and it's funny because I have pictures of the guitar on the podcast page, on the details on the podcast page. This guitar had nylon string. Well, it had 3 nylon strings and like 3 steel strings, which was a little different,
especially if you're just picking it up to try and
I had played some guitar when I was younger, but this would be my first time like picking one up in like 20 years. So I basically I'm plunking around the guitar for a while. A couple days go by. I'm like, hey, this guitar looks pretty old. Like it's I'm looking at it, and I'm like, it's beat up, but it looks really old. So I like put the serial number in online, and I find out that it's like this like early 1960s Yamaha acoustic.
Oh, wow.
That they only made of that type of wood for 1 year, which makes it one of the rarest acoustics that they made. So I gave him $10 for it, and broken the headstocks being snapped off, all of the extenuating circumstances. That guitar is like a couple $1,000 guitar,
right,
in the condition that it's in.
Yeah.
And I took that as like a sign that was supposed to happen, right?
Right.
So I kind of I got obsessed then, and it consumed my entire life for like 9 months.
I would say this in the friendliest way possible. I feel like from talking with you and listening to your episodes, you have a slightly obsessive personality.
I'm very obsessive.
You definitely and I didn't think I was offending you there.
No, not at all.
I can tell by what you said about your work ethic with learning things and needing to learn things. In fact, it makes me disappointed in myself because I'm not that obsessive.
Oh no!
Yeah, I'm like, man, Dave.
I'm not disappointed.
Dave recently said he learned how to solo in like 2 months. I don't even know how to finish playing chords yet. So I'm playing for 10 years because I don't practice. But that's my thing. But anyway, go on.
You know what it is, man? Is I get obsessed about stuff because I don't want to half-ass anything, right? So I want to know as much as I can to feel that I have the best shot at being as good at something as I can.
And see, I have a similar drive with things, but it's not the be as best as I can at that particular thing. It's I need to be competent and adequate in whatever it is I'm doing, talking about what subject it is. So I know a lot about everything, but I have yet to master one thing. Because I get far enough, just like playing acoustic shows. I get far enough to do it. I'm going to go do it.
Yes.
And I'll fix it later.
Yes.
I don't know when later is. And then because I have to go do this thing now so I can be competent. That's where I don't stick with the thing until I get it to where I feel it's that. I mean, any musician, Jake would agree, you're never done learning.
No, never.
No, not playing, singing, whatever, performing, anything. You're never. But there's a level you can get to where you plateau a little bit.
Right.
Or you can self-plateau like I think I did, where I'm just I'm stopping myself here to get into another thing about this. And that's everybody's. I mean, I wish I had the extra drive it seems you have to get to that point. I mean, I guess I do. I just don't.
What I would say is, man, I get obsessed and then I release things just as quick as I get into them sometimes. Music's the first thing for me that has been like, it's still challenging.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it took me until now to find something that it wasn't like, okay, I have conquered this. Right. You know what I mean? Now music, I have no clue what I'm doing on stage 85% of the time. I don't know what chord I'm playing. I don't know anything really about music because I'm basically self-taught.
And that's me. I have no theory. No, I mean, I can kind of read a little sheet music if I had to. I played drums when I was younger, so I understand how to read a staff and stuff. But
yeah,
I have no. I took lessons for 2 months maybe just to kind of get. And the guy I went to was like, with the exception of vocal lessons, I did that for a couple of years, but. Guitar, he's like, well, you kind of know the stuff. You just have to practice the stuff. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Did you say give up time to do 100 other things a week?
Right.
And practice? Yeah. I mean, it's you never. I've never felt like I've been confident on stage. I've been confident in a show. Like, man, we're gonna kill this. We're gonna have a good. But I've never felt like I knew what was going on 100% of the time. And
that's part of being an artist.
I don't think I know anybody that's persevered in it has that attitude. I've met some guys that have that attitude over the years, but they're not around anymore.
Yeah. So I mean, I think whenever I got into it and I got obsessed, it was like 8 months, 9 months of solid, like legitimate 6 hours a day, 7 hours a day of practice.
It
was ridiculous.
I noticed the uptick in your skills or what you were doing from when you started, which I was like, man, this is great. You know, we had known each other before. I'm like, this is great. And then it might have been 6 months till I saw you again. I'm like, this is night and day. Like, there's more growth in this short span of time than I have done my whole time playing guitar. You know, because I didn't pick it up till I was 40. Oh,
okay.
You know, so I didn't play guitar for the first 2/3 of my musical life. So it was very obvious how much time you were putting into it and how it seemed very natural. Now I know since then how much you've put the time into it. But it came off as you were just naturally
I was just
better.
crazy. I was just crazy.
Okay,
and I bailed. I mean, during that time, dude, I kind of bailed on all other responsibilities. Like, I mean, besides
you went all in?
Yeah, like besides my daughter, for the most part, like I let my marriage just tanked immediately, which was a godsend, to be completely honest with you. But at the time, it was like I was so obsessed. I was like, nothing else matters right now. All I'm doing is this now because I got obsessed with going to open mics and meeting the music community and talking to everybody and getting to know Wally DeWall and him kind of taking me under his wing and showing me all these different things and how to get better and how to perform and then, you know, getting my first gig. I liked the thrill of all of that, right?
Let me ask you, do you still get that somewhat at some level at every show you play? I asked this to guys who've been playing, and you've played more shows probably in these last 5-6 years than I might have my whole entire 22, 23 years.
That's kind of crazy.
Because only the last 2 years have I been like 100 show busy.
Right. Yeah.
But I still, even their shows, and I'm not telling any trade secrets, there's shows you're just like, man, I'm just not here today. You know, you get there, and for me, I get that way, like the trip or the setup. But once I get on stage and we're playing, I'm good.
Yeah.
But there are days I'm just like, I could have just sat on the couch today and just not done this. You know, I go to work, all that. But there's a little bit of me every time that still gets a little at some varying degree, still get some excitement out of every show.
Sure.
Yeah.
At some point, sometimes it's just the whole, we played a show last week. We thought it was going to get rained out. But
that was a super fun show.
everybody was into it. And from like note one, we were just having a great time.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But then there's other shows like you go and, especially some of the solo gigs. Obviously you don't have the band experience.
Yeah.
But some of the solo gigs, you show up, and there's 2 people there, or, it's just the 2 people that came with you. My wife generally tends to go to every show. It can be disheartening, but once you get a groove, or there's just that 1 or 2, when someone requests something from me that I can actually play, or I can give them the joke about how I'll butcher anything you'd like me to hear play. When they start interacting, it changes, and it should. It changes the whole show for me.
Right.
And that might be the only part of that night that I still get that, this is why I'm doing it. But I still get that every time. But early on, it was like all show long. Like, it could even been a bad show. I'm like, I'm so glad I'm doing this.
So glad.
And at some point, that falls off, and
you get jaded.
Well, you get a professionalism about it too. If you're doing it the right way, like, I'm here to do a show. We can have a good time, but I have to be from X time to X time. We have to do this thing, and sometimes it just feels like that takes the fun out of it, the business of it.
Oh yeah.
When you're performing,
right.
But there's also the other side, the booking side, which I've done before. You've obviously. Not only we're going to get into that, but you've been doing that for yourself since, and hard marketing, I think, once you really got going.
Yeah.
And I think some people get ruined by that.
100%.
Dealing with people that are booking, or people that, and you've touched on this on your podcast as well. Like, a lot of the bookers are maybe the bar manager or the bar, just the bar staff. They're like, hey, we need someone to do this. Like, well, I'll do it. They don't get paid any extra. Right. It's extra stress for them. There's very few places outside of big clubs that I've found that there's an actual booker, that it's not either, if it's a bigger place, it's not already the manager of the place or the owner. But the smaller joints is always some bartender saying, hey, they want me to book stuff. And it took me years to realize that's what I was dealing with when I'm calling around pretending to be somebody I wasn't, an agent booking a band that was my band, which is the worst.
Hey.
Showing like, who's the guy I talk to?
Work, though.
It's me.
It
it's
works
me.
sometimes.
Yeah. And now I don't dig into it as much. Most of the stuff that Ghostlight Radio Show has is almost all previous places. They're calling us back, which is awesome.
That's the best.
And our bass player, Andy, does most of the booking anyway. I do very little booking in this band, which is also awesome. And my solo stuff, I just pick up when I can, where I can. If somebody asks, I get recommended. I could do it more, or I could do it less. It doesn't,
right.
If I was doing it as a career, there'd be a different story.
Oh, yeah.
But the thought in my head of having to sit to do all that again, like on a constant basis, is daunting. And I'm multiple project guys too. I got acoustic stuff. Jake and I play duo stuff. We play stuff with Dave. Now he's in Ghostlight Radio Show with us now, so we have that to worry about. He has his original project, Les Dexia. Like, there's all this stuff. I've got a tribute band. He does anything anybody lets him fill in for, like, which is a lot.
That scares the shit out of me, what you guys are saying right now. That's so many things.
I don't
have one band. You have like 7.
I've heard you talk about, not having like the 1 or 2 instances you've had playing with other people, or the one full band show.
Oh, yeah.
And for me, it's the flip side. Like, I'm far more comfortable when I'm not the only one there. Like, and even when it's just a duo, I'm much more relaxed. I'm much more into what I'm playing and singing than when I'm by myself. I stress out more alone. Like, I'll get done with the show and I'm like, it was fine. I'm like, was it fine?
Yeah,
She's like, it isn't as bad as you think it is. Like, the early shows I was busy, like, between each song trying to find something to play. Like, I wasn't planning it out. It's probably wasting a lot of time. And now I get to the point where if it's like a 2-hour gig, I'm playing the 2 hours. I'm not taking a break. I might stop and talk. I might say, hey, I got all these songs here and I don't feel like playing one. I just interact.
Right.
But I don't just sit there quiet, not doing something anymore. But it's still way more fun to have even one person.
I had a experience with Steph, because Steph did a show with me, my girlfriend. Right. We did a show together in Carlisle last week.
I saw that you guys only did like the first hour.
Well, she was supposed to do an hour. She ended up staying up for 2.5 hours straight.
Now, was that just because that's originally all she wanted to do and let you do the rest, or?
She wanted to kind of, originally we were going to do a full show,
right?
And then we didn't have time to practice at all because of everything going on. And she was like, you know what, I'll just get up for an hour. And I was like, that's good.
I was curious about that when you said that she was going to play the first hour and you were playing the next 2 hours. I'm like, I guess she just wanted to sit there and heckle you then? I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Well, it's like, we just didn't have time to work anything out. But I'll tell you this, dude. I learned something about myself because I recorded our whole show, right? And I've been doing that again recently because I found that it really helps.
Yeah, you had talked about that early on. You were recording like every show, and you could see
every single show
what you did wrong. Jake does a lot of. You'll do a lot. He does a lot of live, which is brave as shit.
Oh yeah.
It's one thing doing live streaming, like I think from home, like you were doing during COVID. But he'll just put his phone up, and good or bad, whether the show or he makes a mistake or nobody's there, he's got his phone running the whole set.
It's content.
Right? And I'm like, all right, man. I am far too shaky in my own head to have a live stream. I'll record it and watch it later, maybe pull a video. Oof. But I hate when I told my wife to stop doing live streams at shows. I'm like, if you want to record it, video it, and I'll watch it later. Do not live. Or she doesn't listen anyway because she live streams half the time. But I'm real conscious of that because to me, when I hear playback on my singing, that's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
There's probably 5 instances of videos over 20 some years where I'm like, that's what I sound like to people. Like, that must be right. That's the right one because I just think it's awful. That's probably not a bad thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you think you're awesome, you're probably not. If you're like, holy crap, I nail everything, you're like, no, you probably don't.
No,
and people hate you.
There's a name.
People hate you.
There's a name popping in my head, but I'm not here to sling mud.
Let's not sling mud.
We'll talk about it later.
Now, I'll tell you this though. What I noticed from that video was that I made Steph look bad. And I talked to her about this because I was watching the video and I was like, her voice is impeccable.
It really is. I was going to say that. I've only seen you guys together twice over at the Ale House. And I was going to say,
she's so small.
I'm in shock that you said you made her look bad. Now, I need the rest of this story because I can't see it.
So she was so on point with her vocals all night. Every song that I was watching her sing, I'm like, oh my God, she's belting it. She's nailing it. She's using the right nuance. She's pulling away. She's doing crazy runs, all this crazy stuff. And there's my dumb face 6 feet away from her to the right, strumming this guitar, missing chords left and right. I thought the harmonies were the tightest they've ever been. We both had ears in, right? I'm like, we sound incredible. Watch the tape, not incredible. My harmonies are flat in a good bit of the instances. Whenever we nail it. But I'm just looking at that. I'm like, she doesn't do this for a living, and you do. And she got up there and sang for 2.5 hours. Didn't miss a note. Didn't
dealt with your shit.
It dealt with me just dragging my feet.
Then had to ride home with you.
Right? Yeah. And she was like, it's not that bad. I'm like, it was that bad. I watched the tape,
Well, and that's I noticed that because of using ears too, especially now that not just Jake and I doing acoustic gigs and stuff together, but even the couple shows now we've done in Ghostlight. One, it's nice having somebody doing backups. The guys did their best, but they were not harmonizing. They were doing backup vocals.
Right.
They were doing those the taglines or stuff like that. He and I actually done enough stuff without practicing. We just do it. Right. In my ears, I'm like, man, it's so nice to hear this. But I did notice one or two on a couple of the videos it's because we didn't practice it. Right. We just did it. We think we're together, and I don't know if anybody in the moment, because you know how it is in the moment when you're watching a band in the room, you're like, that sounds great, and maybe you did video that. Then you watch it back, like, I had a great time. Oh, that wasn't as good as I thought it was.
Oh no!
I've always I think that's why I hate videos so much, because it doesn't sound that way to the people. I think in the moment.
You know what I hate about video?
But we hear it.
Is that it doesn't lie.
Right. It doesn't go away. So it did sound bad. It was off.
Yeah, that's
Hopefully
what I hate
people
about it
did
the most.
notice it. And I also overthink what the crowd is judging.
Oh yeah.
I do the
half
same
of them
thing.
are
I'm
just
playing
like,
a bar. Most of them had a couple beers.
You
they
got
don't.
it.
You know who the musicians are, like us. They're the guys in the back of the room with their arms crossed, staring at your gear, and then no. Yep. I try not. I try to do it as a joke now, because that was a long running thing. They'd see me in the back. It's just the way I stand.
Yeah.
But
like,
my friends be like, Bob's literally in the
face.
back of the room with his arms crossed, blank expression, just staring back and forth at us. I'm like, usually I was like not picking apart, but like, oh man, how are they doing this? Oh,
right.
What amps that guy got? Like, I did the gear thing for a while, then it became a joke. Well, if Bob's in the back with his arms crossed, we must not be doing a good job. I'm like, when did I become the critic?
They're just scouting.
I used to do it as a joke.
I just look like this.
Yeah.
When back when I was in Light the Lamp, we used to do this ongoing joke that at every gig, myself, the bassist Mark, and our drummer Ed we would stand in the back and take a picture of all of us standing with our arms folded and watching the opener, and we would post it and we would be like getting ready for the game. But it was just a joke then.
That's
but
good.
that was how that was our like show tradition.
I don't think that's a unique thing to me either. Like the arms crossed musician in the back of the room. I think that's a running joke in the industry.
Oh yeah, that's just a thing that everyone knows.
Well, those things come from truth, I think, because I've seen that. I've seen it from stage. I've seen guys in the back.
You know, the only thing I ever notice, honest to God, when I go out, I don't even think I look at people's gear, really. Sometimes I'll notice their guitar if it's shiny or something.
Yeah.
But 99% of the time, the only thing I'm going to remember is if they sounded like shit. Like if their sound was bad, their actual sound. I don't care if they missed a note. I won't remember that at all.
That's if they could be the best musician you've ever seen in your life. They could have flown down from the heavens on wings, but their mix was bad and no one cares. I often wonder about that because I know, like you still take your Bose now, or do you use your EV a lot?
It's a combination both.
Okay. Well, it depends on the room, I guess.
Yeah, it depends on the room.
I use my Bose, my L1 all the time, and when I just plug in. I run everything through my pedal now. I have a head rush pedal that has vocal effects stuff.
Yeah.
So I run my vocals and guitar in that, but they both have their own one in. There's two inputs. That's it. That's my mix. My mix comes from what's built into that and the little bit of bass and treble you can adjust. And usually there's somebody telling me they can't hear enough. Or there's someone like our friend Egan will be up like, you're going to need to turn the mids down. You need to tell him, like, you're a sound guy. Just fix it with the two knobs I have.
Yeah.
I love when he shows up to my shows, like, last time I played over at Riverside, he came out and I'm mid-song and I can see him out of the corner of my eye adjusting my levels and my EQ in my tower, and I was like, "You go, Eagle." Like, good.
Well, it's good to know
on
people
you.
that are willing to do that.
Yeah,
but
that's a good friend.
I often stress about that a little bit. Like, does it sound okay? Like, because like you said,
do I sound that bad?
I'm already in my own head about how I'm gonna play and sound anyway. Then is the PA making me sound bad too? Like, did I not mix it right? Man. I often worry about that.
You know what's the best gauge for that? Are you walking people? Because that's always the best way to know if you're too loud, if you're too quiet, if people start leaving and you're doing okay, you're not butchering stuff. You know what I mean? If there's not a reason for them to walk,
something sounds wrong.
Something is off, because even if somebody knows nothing about music, they know that it should sound okay.
Yeah, they know if it's not or is or not. I don't think I've ever had people walk. I mean, I had people walk because when I was setting up, because they were near.
Yes.
And then they're looking at you and they get up and leave the table like you just offended them.
It's a bad experience.
I'm like, look, you have to know. You saw me coming in. You sat there like right up until like you're about ready to start, and all of a sudden they're like, "We need our check." Like,
right? Okay.
You could see there was a stage area, and you were sitting there. Like, I've only ever seen people walk because it was they weren't into being there before I ever got started.
Yeah.
Now in this last year though, I had a gig with Fell From Zero. Where Fell From Zero was a little heavier.
Yeah.
We played a place down in Maryland, a Bourbon Tavern, and cool place, but we hadn't played there before, and
that's a echoey room.
Oh, and we had a fill-in sound. We had a guy filling in on sound we'd never used before.
Oh no!
And he was reverb heavy
in that chapel.
So we're in there doing our thing, and of course we're a little louder. We were doing our best to keep it down, but we're playing hard rock and metal stuff. We can't tone it down too much. We actually watched tables as people get up and leave.
Wow.
And I've known the owner for years. He owns same guy that owns Bourbon Mill in New Oxford and owned the Taste of Bourbon, and I guess it became Bourbon Bar and Grill out in Hanover for years. Chuck's been awesome, and he's like, I want you guys down here. I'm like, are you sure? I don't think your new room's the room for us. Like, you want Ghostlight or an acoustic gig, but we did it. But I watched people get up. Not just there's a separate room there they could go to, or the bar.
Right.
They got up and left. And like a couple of tables left the venue.
Isn't that place? Is that attached to
a liquor store?
A liquor store.
Yeah. They got up. They got up. I mean, it's Maryland, so they can get away with that.
Right.
They got up and left the bar, left the establishment, and I've never seen that before. Like while we were playing, and it was directly because of us.
Yeah.
Because of our sound and the issues there.
Do you think it was the metal?
I think it was just
that.
I don't
crowd
think
was country heavy, like country rock,
southern
heavy.
rock.
Yeah.
And I think it was a little bit of that. I mean, the people that were at the bar, there were people there that were into it all night, kept coming up and dancing, but they'd go back over to that bar section to our left, but they were into it. But the people that were sitting down, that were expecting there were still some people there. It wasn't like we ran all. But he said normally on a Saturday night he's got packed people, so the bands are over. He's never seen it empty before.
Wow.
And I was like,
and it's because it was too loud, you think?
I know it was because of
and the reverb,
what we were playing and the level of it playing. And my wife was saying all night the sound just was not. And I could hear it because I very terribly, which you're not supposed to do, I only run one in-ear.
Oh.
So I'm eventually going to blow out my hearing. I like.
What are you doing?
I like to have I don't like to be completely cut off. I like to be able to hear things. I just got in a situation where one day I'm not going to be able to hear. But
it hurts your brain. Did you know that? It'll mess up your brain because your brain equalizes those two ears.
I did not see. I learned something. I'm not saying I like, which is weird when like especially with Fell from Zero, we don't rehearse in any other band anymore. But when we rehearsed, I always had. That's all we had. We had no monitors, no PA. It was all in-ear practice. 2 years, no problem. When I got on stage, I always eventually pull my right ear. When I do acoustic stuff, I only use my left. I only have one in one ear. Now that's a little different, but I mean, I know guys.
You like getting the room sound.
I like the room sound. If somebody wants to lean in and talk to me, I'm not pulling an ear. I'm not going what. But I know it's terrible for my hearing. But I've been doing it for 15 years now.
Good.
So,
what? No.
Yeah.
Huh?
So I tried that once because I saw you did it, so I was like, well, maybe it is like a preference thing. I was like, absolutely not.
Absolutely
I stuck one.
not.
I have found an issue since you joined the band.
I'm sorry.
In just the last couple weeks, because I've shifted from being dead center and in front of the drummer. I'm now shifted over towards Rich to the left, and we're splitting that middle.
Yeah.
My right ear is the one I keep my earbud out. The drums are right here now instead of behind me, so his cymbals are catching
right
my ear.
Ears.
No.
So I'm gonna have to adjust something because I can't take this out because Rich's guitar will destroy my eardrum on the other side.
Oh my God, yeah.
So I might have to go back to 2 and just suck it up. That's probably better for me anyway.
Ears are nice, man. I like them. I have a love-hate relationship with them at solo gigs. Well, especially solo gigs because that's all I play.
Well, to be fair, in this last year, you've played a couple gigs with other people. With Matt, you did that thing recently with Colin and Matt.
With Colin and Matt, that was super fun. Yeah.
So,
I guess I'm branching out now.
You're checking your big boy pants and going out in the road. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying.
Well, only with people you know you're gonna have a good time. Although, do I remember that? Was that the first time you'd ever played anything with Colin anywhere?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the first time I had ever played guitar with Colin. Period. Like we got there an hour before, and Colin brought his sound guy, and he set up all this sound. Well, it was Matt's. This is such a weird story. It was Matt's sound system. So he had like 2 Bose S1s.
Okay.
So he had his sound system, but Colin's sound guy was there, not running sound, but getting the signals from Matt's sound system into a video. Because he was shooting like with all this fancy video equipment, which I've never seen the video because I think it probably didn't get great sound. I don't know. At some point, my guitar just stopped working, and I'm just looking over at the sound guy, and he's like,
"Not my problem."
Because he's not running sound. So I'm like, "Who the fuck is gonna fix it right now?" All 3 of us are playing.
There's a sound guy here.
Yeah,
come on, help a guy out.
Yeah, and he kept coming up. He's like, "It's your cable." I'm like, "It's not my cable. The cable's work. I'm looking at my signal path right now on my board. Everything's there." I said, it's on your end. He's like, I don't know. And he came back over like 4 times. He's like, I swear it's your. I'm like, dude, I swear to God, if you come over here again, and you're like, it's your stuff. I'm like, it's got signal.
I'm gonna show you real close what stuff is wrong.
So, but the sound was interesting in there. But we got there. We did a sound check, and during sound check, we hit like a solid 3-part harmony, just unrehearsed. And I was like, we don't need to rehearse anymore. We're good. We're fine. And we just sat down and then we played the show.
Sometimes
and it was
it's that
fun.
way. I to be fair, I think that's kind of how it was the first couple times we played together.
What's that?
Like I think we could tell that we meshed. That's why you were there. No, I mean that's why it fit for you to come in the way you did with BJ being gone and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I think you were the only fit that would have worked for us to keep playing. You know, Dave and Ken and I could have kept playing, but it wasn't the same. So
when I got the message from him, so I don't know if we've ever talked about that on the
we may not have.
How this all came about when him and I had met each other and we had talked like we'll jam sometime, and that was kind of the only time we ever mentioned it. And then the Union House down in Richland.
Oh yeah.
You came to see us there one night, me and Dave. plunk away at the strings.
I did.
That was early on in Dave and I's stuff too.
Anna had said that she was looking for something, asked me if I was interested, and I was like, well, I was like, Bob and I had talked about jamming sometime. That was it. I didn't say like, hey, book us.
Yep.
But that, I guess,
I get a message from Anna. So I got this kid Jake playing. He says you and him are playing here on this date. I'm like, I said, Anna, I don't know. I mean, I'm free, sure. It's home. It's my hometown. I don't care.
Right.
But I said I probably should check with Jake because I don't know what he told you, but I didn't plan anything.
And like we weren't really hanging. Like we weren't. Yeah. Like we weren't really like hanging out much at the time, or
we
like
sent some
really
songs
jammed.
back and forth. I'm like, what can you do? What can I do? Let's make sure we can get through. 'Cause at that point, I had been playing with Dave Z a good bit, and I hadn't played any solo gigs. I did not have enough songs to play all night by myself yet. I think I might have played 1 2-hour gig somewhere before.
Yeah.
You needed a Jake.
Well, that's what. And he's like, I got some songs. So we just
sent songs back and forth to each other and made a set list for the night, and we just kind of bounced things back and forth off of each other. And I think we had Ken with us at the
Ken as Ken Newcomer does. Hey man, you guys want someone to show up with Cajon? And my automatic response is, we're not getting paid enough for that, Ken. He's like, I don't want him. Ken's never left without money. Like, I'm not that guy. I like to tell him, no, this is an unpaid gig if you show up, buddy. They booked a solo gig. You're not allowed to be here. But to be fair, I do love having some kind of rhythm. Behind me.
Makes a difference.
My internal timing sucks.
If I remember
with
correctly,
someone else or a drummer, so much better.
If I remember correctly, too, on the flyer that was made for that night, it wasn't listed as a Nailed It show. It wasn't listed as anything other than it was a Bob Patterson show featuring Jake from Light the Lamp. Because we weren't a thing.
Official
yet.
Yeah,
we weren't official yet at the time.
Yeah. We weren't a couple yet. It was really a throw together thing, but it's the same thing. We knew once we played, and I'd seen Jake play before. He'd seen us play before, so it wasn't like I knew. I was like, oh, I don't even know this kid can play. It was another one of those instances. They're like, why are you bringing your son to a show? Because I only play with 20-somethings because people my own age don't like me. I don't.
The amount of times we've gotten that too is so funny.
What's that?
The amount of times we've gotten that of like just us being related.
Someone asked me the other night at the Falls, they were joking. Like, where's your son? Like, he's not my son.
You're like, not
he is old enough to be my son, but he's not my son.
Right.
Or young enough.
And I've gotten that at the Falls too, where I had been setting up, and I think it had to have been Chubbs that asked me this.
I'm sure it
was. She comes up and she's like, where's your dad? And I was like, what? And she's like, the one who always wears the trucker hats. And
they just assumed I was his dad.
I mean, that's not my dad.
That's fair. Maybe that's why we meshed so well. I don't
know.
What? But hey, it's that instance of finding somebody.
Oh yeah,
circling back around.
Yeah,
the big circle. And just somebody you may have known or seen but you never performed with, and being able to get up and do that.
Yeah,
I've had that happen a couple times when people have asked me to come sing a song.
Yeah,
and I'll get up and I'll sing. I'll do. What do you want to do or whatever? I'll do. I'm not a guy who asks. I get asked all the time, but it's super rare that I'm like, hey man, let me sing a song. Except in Nashville, I asked a couple times and people were like, we don't really do that. And then we got somewhere and
then
you
got that dude.
Yeah, got that one guy. Well, I'm pretty sure. Well, Jason Snyder. I'm pretty sure Jason paid him an enormous tip while I was in the bathroom, and he came out like, this guy said you can sing with him. I'm like,
that's helpful.
Cool. I'm fine. I still got to sing in Nashville. I'll take it.
Yeah.
But it's nice to be able to find somebody that you just realize right away it's going to work, and that's happened with me a couple. Heisey was a big one. I never.
Oh yeah.
Dave Heisey is number one. He's a freak of nature when it comes to music, but I had seen him sing and played in, he was in Bullet Method and all those other bands. One of the first times he asked me to get up and sing, he's like, I know you can do some songs. And usually it's like Pony or something, to get people going. But I don't remember what song it was, but he just jumped in on harmonies on the one mic that they have up there. And I was just like, holy shit.
You're like, whoa,
like,
where'd
maybe
that
we should
come
do
from?
this more often. And we've done a couple things here at the campground. Craft David's had a impromptu porch party with Dave and I playing for no reason and a couple times. And
I remember the first time playing with Heisey. We had it was down at the campground. It was a
lot of our stories have to do with Craft David.
Yeah. It was the night I met him because I think it was for somebody's birthday. It was cold. It was cold out because I remember all of us sitting around a fire.
Marshall's birthday is usually when we do that stuff because it's the end of April and it's not always warm yet.
Yeah, so we're all sitting around the campfire, and I had my guitar, and Heisey had somebody's guitar, whether it was yours or his own. And him and I were just kind of throwing songs back and forth to each other. And it was like, okay, this guy can fucking play.
Yeah.
And
that's an understatement.
It meshed just really well, and we all just started having a jam session around a campfire, which was super fun.
Which is fun.
Super cliche.
And sometimes,
yeah,
that's right. Kumbaya came out. It was so great. Amazing awesome. Grace. No, but sometimes that's a train wreck.
Yeah.
Like just some drunk guys or real high guys. Like, I can play guitar. Can you?
Yeah.
Can you sing too?
Do you have anybody you've ever gotten like gotten on stage with and like not been able to mesh?
Yes. I've had bandmates I've not been able to mesh with, but I've had that happen a couple times. I've had times where, and I think you've talked about this, where you get somebody coming up or somebody at the bar is like, yeah, this guy plays you all the time, or he's a good singer.
Oh,
I'm like, yeah, come on up, man. Now me, I don't get like off about it unless I see it like ruining the crowd.
Yeah.
But I immediately like, okay, sure he can. Yeah, come on up here to this microphone and show us all how good you are.
Yes.
And I don't mean that to be a dick. I'm just like, if you're gonna be your friends and you are gonna be that pushy when you're drunk.
Sure.
Now I've had instances where somebody got up like that and like, holy shit, they really are good.
I've never.
But
had
more
that
times
happen.
than not, more times than not, it's somebody who just thinks they're better than they are, or they do. Let's say it's somebody who does solo gigs who's out for a night and had too many. Who normally doesn't do that.
Yes.
And their friends like, yeah, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen you, I've heard. Come on up. And like, oh shit, dude, you had a little. And we have fun with it, but you can tell they're way too far gone to be on stage.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of times it's musicians who aren't singers.
Right.
When I took my tumble at Dave's show a month and a half ago, Heise's show, and busted up my knee and ankle real bad. Now, granted, I was drinking and we just got there to have a good time. His drummer at the time, his current drummer, was there just watching it. Someone else was filling in for him. With him, it was just him and a drummer. And Brent, we were standing next to, got up, just was singing next to me, singing Flagpole Sitter of all things.
Oh.
And Brent was drunk as shit. He's a drummer. He sings a couple backups here and there. He's not a singer. He's just having a good time. We're all having a good time. Bar's having a good time. He leaned in a little too far to me, and I stepped the side and realized I was going down.
Oh, no.
My foot got caught. There's a playing on basically a deck, and there was a landing.
Oh.
My foot got caught on the step, the front face of the step, and I didn't want to fall on the drummer's drums, so I kicked myself backwards and rolled my leg under and rolled my ankle at the same time.
Oh.
It was awful. But Brent was so off and so drunk, and it just when he leaned in and started singing like that, it just threw me.
You were like, ah!
And I was like, what is going on?
Across the room.
And I ended up injuring myself, and I still ain't 100% right. But
that's some bad singing when you get hurt from it.
Right.
I got to be honest with you.
To be fair, I never really stopped singing. I knew my ankle was messed up.
You were just singing from the ground?
I sat on the deck and finished the song, and then
how Brett Michaels of you?
I limped. Please don't ever say that again. I limped over to the table in front of us, and I sat there. I said, I think my ankle's broken. Like, it was a whole thing. But they finished the set right behind me. That was nothing. There was a guy. There was a what am I supposed to say? Little person, dwarf? Smaller gentleman. A small person was up there, and he was having a good time, and he fell while I'm over here right behind us and landed on his back on Dave's pedal board. And everybody's like, oh, my God. And I turn around, and it looked like a turtle trying to flip over.
Oh, no.
He's like doing the chicken with his head cut off.
Why were you worried about saying anything other than midget?
Dave's laughing, and it was just a whole thing. And I was like, well, nobody remembers I fell. But
you just called him a turtle, and you were worried about saying the word midget.
Right. But that whole instance came in from somebody who was not as good as maybe they thought they were. And he was having a good time, and Dave was pretty ripped up too. When Dave Heise plays the Naughty Goose, Dave Heise doesn't go home sober. Some of us never go home sober from the Naughty Goose. Some of us disappear into the night walking around the water.
Yeah,
I don't want to close to the Naughty Goose.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm playing there this weekend actually, and so is Dave.
Yep,
Friday night. So seems like they book him the night before I play there every time. And it just kills us. But that was a long way around to the same point. Having somebody come up on stage and. It's not, it's not right.
It's not right. I had Liz Crome. Shout out. I mean, she's the singer for Dance Fever up in Harrisburg.
I know the name. Yeah.
We because she used to go to the open mics that I went to there at Johnny Joe's when I was first starting, and she got up the one night and she's like, I want to do Broken. Seether
and Amy Lee, yeah.
Right. So I'm like, absolutely. I've done that song a trillion times on karaoke. Right. I barely know how to play it, but I can figure it out for next week, right?
Right.
So I figure it out. She gets up there. We start singing, and I still to this day have no clue if it was her or if it was me or what happened, but somehow we both ended up out of tune at one point. I'm like, how has this happened?
How do you not? Yeah, you're right.
How's not one person in melody now?
Yeah.
Or harmony. Either one.
You when someone else is there, it tends to pull you back in. At least
I've
someone naturally goes
yeah.
back to where it's supposed to be if only one person does.
I just thinking it, and I remember looking over, and I don't know if she feels the same. Maybe she was like, "We nailed it." I don't know, but I remember looking over at one point, like, "What the fuck is happening?" Like,
is anyone watching?
Is anybody?
Everyone's watching, right?
Oh my god, yeah. Is this really? And that's probably the only time that it's ever been that bad. But I've had people, dude, those guitarists, especially at the beach gigs, when I play, like I play at the beach this weekend, guaranteed there will be somebody coming up to the stage. Hey, I play gigs down here. You mind if I come up for a song? And I don't know if I'm going to continue to be like, yes.
You know what I'm going to start doing? I'm going to start taking like this cheap LTD guitar acoustic. I'm going to take this with me and just keep it in the back of the stage with me. And when someone asks to
Just
play that
hit 'em
isn't like one of
with
them, I'm like, here you go. No, I'm just like,
I'm sorry.
here. Yeah, you're not touching my breed love, but you can play this plastic guitar.
Oh my god,
have a good time. Oh no, you don't need a chord. Trust me, they can hear it.
Yeah.
That's a real dick thing to say.
Well, dude,
here's the Fisher Price ukulele.
Yeah,
have a good time.
The one time down there at Paradise Grill when I was playing down there, I had this guy come up and he was like, I want to play a song. I play here all the time. Like I play for Paradise, and I'm like, no way, man, cool. I was like, absolutely, dude. Whenever I go on break, you come up, play a song or two. Like I won't be gone long. And he's like, all right, sounds good. So break comes around. I'm like, all right, guys, give it up for whatever the hell his name was, Richard, who can't play guitar or whatever. And then he comes up on stage, right? And so Dick gets my guitar and he's playing and he's singing and it's terrible. Now I still have to go to the bathroom really bad. So the bathroom's like 100 feet away, right? And it's an open air bathroom, which is really cool. It's like plants in a false wall, so it's kind of exposed. It's pretty neat, but you can hear everything. You can hear the stage from there. And so I'm in there going to the bathroom, and I'm like, it's not getting any better. Like he's drunk. I can hear that he's drunk. He's slurring the words. He's forgetting the words. He's you sing it. You sing it. You sing it. And I'm like, oh my God. So I'm horse pissing as fast as I can, right? And I'm like, I have to get back out there. I don't care if I'm wearing khaki shorts, this is we're gonna get there. So I get back out there to the stage, man, and I'm standing there at the side, and I'm like, he gets done with the song. I'm like, all right, man, thank you, appreciate it. I was like, I'm gonna come back, and he's like, already? I'm like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I don't. I thought I needed a longer break than I did, but I don't. He's like, all right, man, I can't just do one more. I was like, no, you can't. Nope. Thank you though. So he hands me my breed love, and he goes, "This guitar sucks, by the way." And I was like, "What?"
I'm bristling over here a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm like, "What?" I was like, "What? Like, what do you mean, dude?" And he's like, "The action is terrible." I'm like, "The action's fine." He's like, "I don't know. All my guitars have way better action than this." I was like, "You should have brought yours. 100%. You probably would have enjoyed playing it more." I was like, "But I'm gonna need you to get off the stage now."
Yeah.
Like, not only do you come up and butcher a song, you're a dick to the crowd, you're walking people.
Then you're going to shit on my gear, too.
And you shit on my gear when you didn't bring your own to play. Like, fuck off, man.
You say you play here, but you're not playing here right now, are
you?
No.
Oh, I left that part out. So afterwards, I walk up to the bar. I'm getting paid, and I'm like, hey, I'm sorry for that guy earlier. I was like, he said he plays here all the time. They're like, we've never seen him before. I'm like, you
So Richard was his name.
Yeah. So, but every instance I've ever had where I had somebody come up and play, besides like Matt Jameson,
right.
like if it's somebody I know in the scene that wants to get into that place,
right.
by all means, come up and play a song. Or even if I've seen a Facebook video of you playing and I see you in the crowd
right.
and you want to play, cool.
But there's a precedent for letting that happen.
Yeah. Like the bars pay me a lot of money to come play. I've been lucky enough to negotiate my rate up to what it is because they know they're getting like the full show, the production, and
that doesn't involve you having a guest up every 10 minutes.
I had it at I talked about this in the podcast over at Hops and Barley's in Mechanicsburg. Which I don't think I named him before, but who cares? I had somebody come up and play during my break there.
Yeah.
This girl's incredible musician. This girl sings all her own original music, And she's like, can I get up and play while you're on break? I'll pay you. I'm like, you don't got to pay me. Just come up and play. I was like, I'll just call you up. So I called her up. She played the song. Same deal. I'm in the bathroom. I come out. I can hear it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Her voice is perfect. The guitar playing is great. The crowd's loving it. She gets done playing. They all start clapping. I'm like, awesome. You know what? You do another one. Do another one, right? I'm gonna get a drink over here. She's up there playing the second one, and the booker and the owner are both there that night. The booker walks up to me and says, hey, once she's done with this song, you have to get back up there. The owner said this isn't karaoke.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. No problem. I'm just waiting for a water. Like I've been for a couple minutes now, but I'm just waiting. She's walked past me 4 times, but I'm just waiting for a water, right? So I'm like, I get it. Not even 15 seconds. It was like I turned from him, and the owner was standing right beside me, and she says, hey, after she's done, I'm like, yeah, I know. Get her, like, I got you. And she's like, yeah, this isn't karaoke. I'm like, got the message already. I got it.
Wow.
So I say to the bartender, I say to the owner, I'll get up there as soon as I get a water, which I've been waiting for like 4 minutes now, and I'm the only one standing up here right now. So I have no clue what's going on with the water, but I was like, as soon as I get a water, she's like, I'll go get you a water. I was like, sweet, awesome. So she got me a water, and I had to go up and tell this girl to get off. And man, that stuck with me for a while. It was like, what a weird thing to do. The crowd was loving it.
Yeah.
Those people weren't going to leave because she was playing.
Not at all. Most of them were her friends.
That doesn't...
I'm like, if it's good, and I understand, and once again, maybe it's because they're paying me a lot of money to be there. Maybe it is like they're like, no, we asked for you. People are requesting you play, blah, blah, blah. I don't know.
But I think...
But I
agree.
didn't,
that instance sounds kind of shitty because she wasn't bad.
No.
And people were into it. It wasn't like the guy at the beach where it was bad. He was, so
I wanted to tackle him. Like,
I agree with you there. That would have stuck with me too. That whole situation doesn't. You telling it gives me a wrong feeling, and I wasn't there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I had another weird situation happen the other week, and I want to see if you guys ever had that happen to you.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
He's interviewing us again.
I know. I love this.
Sorry.
You can't help yourself. It's fine. You're very good at it.
Wolf's Brewing Company. I was over there playing 2.5 weeks ago, something like that. It's a Wednesday night gig. Really fun. I don't know. I was having a blast. It was like a long day at work, but I was like, this is a nice calm down moment for me.
Right.
And so I'm I'm up there playing, and this lady that comes out to see me all the time, she comes walking up, and she goes, how are you doing tonight? I was like, I'm good. And she's like, are you sick? I was like, no, I'm not sick. She's like, oh, you have are you hungry, or you need some water or something? I was like, what are you saying? She's like, I come see you a lot. You don't sound good tonight.
Whoa.
And I was like, what the
yeah.
I was like, no, I'm fine. Like, and she's like, you're sure you're okay? I'm like, I'm fine. I don't even know what the hell to say right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. Oh no. Maybe I sound like shit because now I have no self-confidence. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe.
I can tell you I've never had anything like that, but
that was incredible.
I manage my own expectations by usually telling people, I'm the okayest thing you're ever going to see.
Oh, man.
Like, I go into it kind of joking with the crowd that I'm not some guitar virtuoso or the greatest singer ever. I like to feed off that laugh with people,
sure.
And I think it sets up the night that if I do something a little off, at least you guys know I didn't try to act
and it's
like
fun.
But I've never had somebody walk up to me and go, "What?
A little off
The
tonight.
hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, what's going on with you?
I see you all the time. Who the hell are you?
You're sick. Do you have lupus? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about right now?
Do you have lupus?
It's like, dude, that messed with my mind for like I barely that night when I was sleeping, I was getting like American Idol roasted by this lady. Like, it was so bad.
Yeah, I don't know. But I've never had something that extreme. I've had the sympathy tips. Oh, you're trying, buddy. I'm like, I warned you.
Yeah. I think
Thank you.
Yes.
The closest for me And I may have mentioned. I know I've talked. I think I've talked to you about this maybe on or off the podcast, but I don't fully remember. Back when it was the Anvil Grill over in Anvil, it was formerly they called it the New Bad Orf, and then it became the Anvil Grill, and then it was a Ted's for half a minute, and now it's
always a good sign when the business changes names.
Right. Yeah. Now it's like some Korean fusion place.
Oh, that'll be there
great
forever.
Food though.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But back when it was the Anvil Grill, they were promoting that they were looking for local music, and I had just gotten into playing or doing like solo acoustic shows.
There's a caveat to this, by the way. When he says back when I was just getting started, it was like 4 years ago.
Oh, I got you.
Because he's young. So I like to bring that up a lot. He talks about back in the day. I'm like,
we got started like almost right around the same time.
Yeah, you guys got started around the same time.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it 22 years. So,
and this is, I was still trying to find out, what I should do, what I shouldn't do in shows. And when I first started, I was doing like a one-man band kind of thing where I was doing acoustic stuff, then I'd switch and I brought a whole, Yamaha piano, and I was playing piano and doing songs like that. And I played for 3 hours, and the lady that booked me, she came up and she handed me the envelope with the pay, and she's like, "Yeah, you really suck tonight." And I was like, "Oh, really?" And she's like, "Yeah, no one was into it."
Oh my.
And I was like, "Okay. Thanks
What?
for the constructive criticism. Little rude, but
constructive.
Okay. Yeah,
it was
and
definitely criticism.
Yeah.
and I just kind of took the pay, packed up my shit, and left, and that stuck with me. But then, like a month or two later, she messaged me again to book me again for New Year's Eve that year.
Oh,
And
it's a big night.
Yeah, and that's what I
You
said.
suck. Can you play New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
Dude, what the? Am I bottom of the barrel? Was
Yeah.
everybody else booked?
Yeah, and so
You just decide now and no one else is around?
and I had that mindset of that's a big night, and a bar in that area. There's not a whole lot of places in that area for people to go, so I would assume big night, big night, big crowd. Have a good time, and even in that small amount of time, I had reworked my set, and I ditched the piano because I was tired of lugging it around, and reworked a set list that was a little more party oriented, added a little bit more dancey tunes, was doing some more of the country stuff, your 5 o'clock somewheres and so on and so forth. And I was promoting the shit out of this, sharing it on Facebook and just making my own posts. This is before I got into the graphic design side of it, making flyers and all that. So I was just posting and posting and posting, and they made one post. It was a flyer that said, ring in the new year at Anvil Grill. And at the very bottom, in the smallest text, was a small picture of me, and it said, "Live music, Jake Scholl, 9 to midnight." And
they just barely squoze it on there.
Yeah, they just kind of stuck it in that little corner. And I was like, all right. And, I was making my own posts, this and that. They made one post, didn't share it at all. Did not promote that I was going to be there. Did not promote anything other than, hey, come watch the ball drop on TV at the bar.
Ugh, that sounds like a good way to end your life going into the new year.
Yeah, so I'm playing.
Yay.
9 o'clock starts, and so I'm there playing. And, you got a couple jabronis here at this table and a couple fool faces over here, and they're into it. And then 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock rolls around, and they want to go and do something else.
Sure.
They don't, they don't want to stick around at a bar where there's only 3 other people here.
Right.
And I don't know if have you played there before?
No. I know where it is though.
The way they were set up was they had a dining area with a stage, and then the bar was in almost a separate room.
Oh, lovely.
So everyone was basically
Brady.
So everyone was at the bar, and in the dining area where I'm playing is bone dry. Not a single person. And after a while, the lady that booked me, she's sitting in the corner of the dining room watching me play, and then she got up and walked away, and I'm continuing to play to nobody. And 11:30 rolls around, and I see her walk past me, jacket on, purse on her shoulder, keys, and she waves bye to me.
And shuts the lights off.
Well, then she just leaves. And so I'm like, okay, weird. And, finish up the set, and here comes the ball drop. Everyone in the bar is, doing the, 5, 4, 3, the Happy New Year, all that shit. And I'm there by myself, and I'm like, Happy New Year, everybody over there in the bar.
This is one of the saddest stories I've ever heard, Jake.
Yeah, right.
Oh, this one hurts.
So,
he's not done. I know this story.
So I finished playing. I set my shit down, powered off all my stuff, packed everything up. I walked up to the bar to get paid, and I told him, I was like, hey, I'm here to, get paid and this and that. And he's like, I don't have the money. I said, that really sucks, dude, because I'm not leaving without it.
Oh no!
And
break a bottle.
Well, he was like, I don't have it, and I told him, I was like, well, this is what you're gonna do. You're gonna either call the lady that booked me. I'm not gonna name her name, but I was like,
lady.
Yeah.
I
said, you're either gonna call her and have her bring you money, or you're gonna somehow manifest this money, because I'm not leaving because you made me waste my holiday playing to an empty room, and you're not going to pay me? That's not happening.
No.
So
I'm going to start stabbing customers. Whatever.
And at that point when I went up, there was like 2 people there because everyone else went home. And
wasn't even enough people to stab for your money.
No.
Yeah.
You're like, do one of you have my money?
Yeah. You no okay.
Son of a.
And so, by the end of it, I wound up walking out with my money, but I then told the guy, I was like, you tell purse lady that do not contact me ever again. I'm not wasting my time with you guys. You guys don't promote, nor do you share my posts when I try to promote. And
then try to stiff you.
Yeah, and then try to stiff me.
Oof.
I then came to discover she books for another place in the local Lebanon-ish area, and I had reached out to them, or to the venue, and said, I'm trying to get in touch with whoever does your bookings and this and that. They gave me the name. They gave me the number. It's Purse Lady. And I said, never mind. Have a good day.
Never mind. Yeah.
I said, I will not book with any venue that she books for.
Yeah. Well, you know what you're getting into.
Yeah. And so that's my relation to
Worst story.
That's
now,
rough.
You know what we call this in the business? This is a good segue, because there's something I very much wanted to talk to you about tonight, and we have rambled on for an hour now about cool stuff.
We have.
But that was, in fact, a booking issue.
Yeah.
And why don't you tell the folks out there what you're getting into here, Dave, because I'm pretty excited about this thing.
Oh, me too, man.
Nailed it.
I hate hearing myself talk.
Most singers do.
Yeah.